Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. This is Bowman here, and today we are continuing our playthrough of Planescape Torment. And we are currently trying to, let's see, we're trying to bring a coffin pillow to Xander. Yeah, so, twice welcome to the Vault of the Nine Worlds. How may I serve you on this fine day? Maybe I can walk around. Nope. What is it you're looking for exactly? I'm here to retrieve a pillow for Hamries the Coffin Maker. A pillow? I could certainly use a pillow, a big stone pillow. Here's your pillow, Master Hamries, and good luck sleeping with it. Can I get you anything else? No thanks, farewell. Huh. Guess that was it. Do I have to talk to him again? Henry smiles at you. Good day again, Cutter. Did you get the pillow you were looking for? Yes, I've dealt with the trouble at the warehouse and got the pillow.
My journal.
He smiles and nods. Well done, Cutter. As said, you may keep whatever you recovered from the warehouse as your reward. Farewell. Okay. So we should have, hopefully, everything we need. Nope. I have the pillow for you. Let's get on with it.
Updated my journal.
Anytime you're ready for the dream key, scared man, give me the word and I'll pass it to you. Give me the key. He pauses as if gathering air and thoughts. Close your eyes and stretch out your hand, he says. You have to feel this key before you can see it or it won't function. Do as he says. You feel a touch in the palm of your hand. At first you can barely feel it, but it rapidly grows in solidity in moments until you finally hear Xander's voice. Open your eyes. When you do, you see a simple black feather in the palm of your hand. My work is finished, Xander nods. Use that key on the leftmost door of the foundry, and the Dreambuilder will open to you. I must go now. I have work to attend to. A feather? All that work for a feather?
Journal.
It's the final safeguard on the Dreambuilder, Sod. Don't you think I'd want anyone waltzing in? I ain't stupid. Do you want something else? Or can I go back to work now? Let's see. Go back to work with my thanks. In here, I think?
I'm gone.
You find yourself standing under a hangman's noose. A gravelly voice cackles out of darkness. You dream again, again. Your body seems strangely light and airy, like you have lost control of it, like the winds blow you where they will. You find yourself floating through a maze of twisted plants and black barbs that tear at your insubstantial body. Creatures of nightmare pull themselves from the ground and walls and rip at your flesh. Their fierce attacks drives you into unconsciousness. You are standing in front of a tower of skulls that babbles at you, and you can't understand the words. A clattering behind you distracts you, and you see a battalion of fiends rushing you. You are standing in the maze again, and the stench of death surrounds you. You know you have killed all of them. The cackling voice breaks in once again. Oh, my pretty little puzzle, you have killed these and so many more that I have lost count of them all. You are stricken mute and cannot reply. Come to me, my puppet. Come to ravel in her black barbed maze. Come dream with me. Well, that was odd. I suppose we should finish exploring it a little bit. a decent-sized area. This tall, slender woman, sipping wine from a small ceramic cup, appears to be looking for someone. Her facial features are elegantly exotic, and the woman's ears, though partially covered by her long hair, can be seen to come to sharp points. Greetings. The woman turns to face you, violent eyes flashing like flawless chips of amethyst. Her speech is as music. You can hear a faint musical twinkling, 100 tiny crystal bells as she speaks. Each word lingers in your ears as if they were unwilling to relinquish the exquisite sound. Nameli turned to face the scarred, dour stranger. She asked what he wished of her. Wow. Puh. Anna sneers as more. Stop your drooling. My, what a hot, bloody little chit. Starve for attention. I could drool all over you, too, if you're just jealous. Mort starts floating towards Anna, making wet, slavering noises. Gets a hair breadth closer, Skull, and I'll see it to you that no one's chattering. Teeth lies within 100 paces of another. Mort stops abruptly, turning away while muttering unintelligently. You're Namel. I was told you know the command word for this decanter. The woman makes no move to touch or examine the decanter, but only speaks. Namel took it from the stranger, turning it in her hands. Had she seen it before, she thought. Perhaps, yes, she remembered now. She returned the decanter, whispering into his ear as she did so.
Updated my journal.
You realize you know the word now, though you're certain the woman never whispered it to you, but merely said she did. She blinks at you. Would the stranger leave her now, satisfied with what she did? Yes, I will. Farewell.
Have you got the kid?
This crackling, billowing creature twists slowly above the iron grill upon the floor of the bar. It may have been once human, but now its skin is charred beyond recognition. Streams of fire form a wreath around the creature's body, and the flames lick at the few remaining pockets of flesh, causing them to bubble and run like wax down the creature's skeletal frame. I wonder if this decanter of endless water will do something. You tilt the decanter over the grill and begin to pour. A small stream of ice blue water pours from the decanter and touches the flames of the grill with a violent hissing and a rush of steam. As if its response to this challenge, the decanter seems to lunge forward, falling into the grill and shattering. By the hells! Hissing billows of steam and a furious cackling noise rushes from the grill, spilling over you and forcing you to cover your ears and turn away. There's a scream, a cackling, a terrible sound like 100 burning buildings burning, people screaming, and their screams being cut short by the roar of flames and melting flesh. Cover your ears, block the sound. As you put your hands over your ears to block out the sound, you feel a stickiness on your hands, like hot cheese or candle wax. Your ears are bleeding from the sound. You draw your hands back and see them covered with chunks of melted flesh filled with body swirls. Try and get out of the bar. You're about to run from the bar, anything to get away from the sound, when suddenly all falls silent except for a jagged cackling coming from the grill. You turn. On the grill lies a decanter of endless water, now nothing but shards and steam. Above it is the creature, flames still trailing from his body, floating over to the bar's floor. It is staring at you, its eyes flickering like two torches. I know you. The creature's face splits, charred flesh peeling away from its jaws so that it might speak. Its voice crackles, burns, roars through the creature's chest. With every word, flakes of cinder and ash spit from its mouth and drift into the air. You can barely stand to look at the thing, the blazing radiance surrounding it, terrible to behold. Ignis?
Yes, long have I slept, dreams of flames. I am yours, till death comes for us both.
We shall see. As you approach the woman to talk to her, Ignis' eyes flare up, and before you can stop him, he embraces her. She returns his embrace, losing herself in his flame. She does not cry out. Your last glimpse of her is buried within your memory. Her eyes are full of fiery passion and all-engulfing love. Nothing is left of her, not even her ashes. That was thorough, Ingus, and hasty. I wanted to speak with her.
Yes.
Flames curl around Ingus's throat and tongue. A flame stems from behind his blackened teeth. Ingus, what happened to you to make you this way? This way. A small pocket of flesh on Ingus's cheek pops and runs in a steaming trickle down his jaw. This way. Ignis always this way. But you look human, or at least you look like you were human once. Ignis twists, haunching his head forward as his body spins slowly above the ground. The effect is much like a fiery whirlwind, thermal steaming off his body and distorting the air around him. Never mind them, I had some other question. As you open your mouth, this makes Ignis suddenly whirls on you. You are forced to choke back your words as the heat from his frame floats over you. Ignis might you be, in bodies always seeking to rise. Sparks and bodies, what do you mean? All things are burned inside. Ignis head cranes back and throws his arms wide, spirals of flame and heat traveling up his arms. Only need to be kindled with flames to become Ignis, so you might have been Ignis. So you're saying everyone has the potential to become like you with the right spark? Yes, he grins, cocking his head to one side, ashes falling from his skull and being swept up with the flaming wreath that surrounds him. I had some other questions for you. Your heart jumps as Ingus soars several feet into the air and his jaw tears open, fiery trail spilling forth like the rest. No more talk and questions, silence. Never mind then.
Yes.
Ignis, is it true you burned down the alley of dangerous angles? Ignis' face splits, the flesh around the corner of his mouth cracking, then remelting into charred, sneering red and black pieces. Yes, a dream. Ignis' share. Not right now. I had some other. A torrent of flames pours from Ignis, and you take a step back, the air bending from the heat. Stress at night. So cold. Ignis burned the buildings, the dwellers, all ran from Ignis. The flames and the buildings were flames. Screams as the dwellers became torches. Buildings as skeletons, angles, bodies as skeletons, reds and oranges and blackness and flames spreading carelessly, such lights. Ignis' fear dies, the wreath of flames surrounding him ebbing somewhat. He seems to be lost in thought, perhaps lost in memory. Your words are like oil, and you watch them fill Ignis' eyes, fanning the flames you see there. Flames? Ignis drifts down slightly, the heat around him rising as if in interest. What were you doing in the Smoldering Corpse Bar? For a moment you don't think Ingus has heard you, and suddenly the fires in his eyes dim slightly, and he gives a soft hiss, cinders and ash dancing on the edges of his jaw. Ignis once knew nothing of flames. Yes? Once Ingus knew nothing of flames, he set small fires, tiny flames, tiny flickers, small bits of flame. Ingus hisses again, then ashes and fiery motes drifting from the ruin of his mouth. The fireness grew. Ignis fire in his and lit the flames of anger in his hearts. Yes? You speak, but Ingus doesn't seem to hear you. He seems to be somewhere else, as if reliving a memory through his words. Again, your will, you stop and listen. They sought to punish Ingus, the small flames from the hive. They wished to see Ignis burn after Ingus set fire to their streets. Tiny Minglesness hedge wizards There's push Ingus for hurting their loved ones. They sent Ingus to burn, made Ignis a torch. A sitting flame, burning, it was just, they said. Justice, you watched, memorized as Ingus began slowly tuning again as he did above the grill in the smoldering corpse, but it was not a sense. There is so much flames and panting, there's no pain, there is light, there is heat, there is flesh. Runs tallow across the boneless for the first time. Ingus is pleased. Ingus stops his rotation and his gaze falls upon you. As it does, the fires in his eyes flare, and a charred grin splits his features. The flesh cracking and bubbling as it melts and steams across his face. Ingus wears the face of all hells of flames, and his next words are spoken like a death sentence. Not only for you, but for everyone everywhere. When the plains burn, all life is torches. Then Ingus shall at last be at peace. Ignis, I spoke with a storyteller in the hive, and he mentioned that someone taught you these things. Who? Of learnings and teachings, you know. Gouts of flame erupt from Ingus' mouth in a horrid semblance of laughter. You have always taught Ingus. Ingus master you were. Me? Are you sure?
Updated my journal.
Ingus' voice drops and the crackling of the flames dies. Yes, it is the only reason Ingus obeys you. Flames rise around him in the crackling spiral. Till death comes for us both. Your words to me. To your student, Ingus. Ingus has not forgot, master. Ingus, it must have been long ago when you learned the art. Are you absolutely sure it was me? Yes, Ingus cackles. Yes, the face has changed, but many lessons you taught Ingus's. My face has changed? How do you know? Inside all things, tiny flames, the spark, the flames, the same. No matter what the skin can bleed, skin can burn, but never flame remains. Ingus, this is important. Can you remember anything about me? Ingus hisses, and for a moment his features flicker. At first you think it's flames, but it's not. It's the flickering of her memory. The crackling of Ingus' flame subsides, lessening as the charred bones of Ingus's body fold up, twisting into itself until his limbs lie motionless, becoming a stack of wood within a huge iron fireplace. You are staring into a fire, burning brightly within a vaulted room. The fire crackles and spits embers into the stone floor, motes rising from the fireplace, faintly from the darkness behind you. You can hear the rasp of someone breathing. Memory, I can hear you. Step into the light. There is shuffling of sandals, and a frail youth steps into the edges of the firelight. His wide black eyes catch the flames and mirror them. He is nervous. You can hear his muscles shaking, his voice trembling, just enough to increase your irritation. Forgive my intrusion, master. You have already intruded, supplicant. You did so with intention. I will hear it now. Then you will leave me to my thoughts. The boy takes a deep breath and glances at the fire. Master, I dreamed of flames again last night. They felt real, and you said that we were to come to you if... It was a dream, nothing more. Now leave. The boy does not move. His brow draw together, and slowly he displays his hands. The flesh around the fingers black and burn. How did your hands come to be burned, supplicant? I awoke and my hands were as ash. The boy meets your gaze. He is still trembling faintly, but there is an eagerness to his voice which angers you. I dreamed I soared above the earth, and the ground and sky were as fire. The world itself was so bright that it hurt to look at it, master. And when I woke my hands, they were burned as if I had held a flame with my hands. You lie, supplicant. You have come to me with a story, and now you are in danger of angering me. No, master. The boy's face glistens with a sweaty sheen of fear. No, upon my life, I did not. You burned yourself with a candle, supplicant, or thrust your hand within one of the pyres of the vault. Occurrence. Now you come to me and tell me a dream burned you? I tire your lies. The boy falls silent, and to your surprise his face clutches in anger. No, I do not lie. It was the dream that burned me, master. You said it might, if we felt the power stirring. They were your words, and came to repeat them to you and tell you they are true. He holds up his hands. Look, master. Before the boy can react, your hand, huge comparison, lashes out, crushing his burned hand in its grip, and the boy screams, echoing in the vault. With a snarl, you hurl him to the ground in front of the fireplace, and there is a sharp crack as his knee strikes the flagstones. Look into those flames, supplicant. Raise your hand. Look. The boy is shuddering from the pain in his knees. You watch tears blur his eyes as he raises his voice to look into the fireplace. The flames cast his face in a red, gaunt glow. Is that what you wish to hold, supplicant? A shaping of flames? What stirs your heart? Know that flames can burn, and if you would learn their power, you must suffer their touch. The boy is silent, staring into the flames. He seems mesmerized. His tears have dried in the heat, and shaking is gone. The flames are his focus. He is not listening to you, and you feel fury washing over you. If that is what consumes you enough for you to intrude upon my meditations, then I shall teach you of shaping a flame, supplicant. Your hand lashes out and clamps onto the boy's wrist. He howls as you drag him closer to the fireplace, then thrusts his hands into the coals. There is a cackling, a hissing, a burning flesh, and his screams, such terrible. To learn you must suffer, supplicant. You must allow yourself to be burned by the power of that which you wield. Know its torment, and you shall know how to use it against your enemies.
Updated my journal.
Your vision clears, the memory streaming away like smoke. Ignis is hovering above you, his head cocked to one side, and an insane blackened grin smeared across his face. Master, Ignis has not forgotten your teachings. Ignis, are you sure your teacher was me? If I was your master, can you remember anything about me? Ignis hisses, and for a moment his features flicker. At first you think it's flame, but it's not. It's a flicker of a memory. Okay. Let's see. No, speak, Ignis howls, and the air around you twists again from the sheer amount of heat. Speak of flame, speak of... Ignis, have you ever felt building a flame? The flames licking the edges of the timbers, blackening the wood beneath, watching the heat peel the paint from the walls. Thatch crackling, the smell of burning straw. As you speak, the crackling of the flames around Ignis' frames ebbs as if the flames themselves are listening to your words. When you finish, Ignis hisses softly, and the flames in his eyeballs dimmed as if he lost his memory. Well, ladies and gentlemen, I think we'll end this episode here. And on the next one, we will explore more of the Clerk's Ward. So thank you very much for joining me on this episode of Planescape Torment. As always, feel free to like, comment, and subscribe down below. And we'll see you all in the next one.